Hey community, this is Dr. Hugh coming at you, and today I have a very, very special case study where one of my clients gave me permission to go over his labs. We're going to keep him anonymous, but we are going to give you the information that you need to get better. He was a gentleman, 61 years old, male, that was damaged due to fluoroquinolones, the antibiotics. And as you know, these are the atomic bombs of antibiotics. And he had colitis, and it completely destroyed his life. He was in chronic pain. All his joints were inflamed. He couldn't even get out of bed. His wife had to help him get out of bed. So today is May 30th, 2024. And I just talked to him yesterday. So he's been doing my functional medicine program for, I think, about 6 or 7 weeks. We're going to go over these labs, and you're actually going to be shocked at what you find. And I want to let you know, if you're out there listening to this video, and when we go through these labs are you. I see this repeated over and over and over and over and over. Now, one thing I've come really, really good at is, because I've seen thousands of cases, I've seen probably tens of thousands of labs, is I've seen where I can pick out patterns. I've seen enough labs. I know that there's patterns. I know there's common themes when people have been damaged by antibiotics, fluoroquinolones, and in that particular, any kind of antibiotic, these have the same kind of patterns. So you want to approach your case methodically. Here's what drives me nuts is, I know you're out there looking for help if you're in pain, is you go to this Facebook group and you see, this helped me, this helped me, this helped me, and then eventually you're taking 50 freaking supplements because one of these supplements helps someone on a Facebook group. But we're not talking about them, we're talking about you. What I create is custom individualized care plans for you to get well. That's what you need, an individualized, custom tailored plan, not cookie cutter. So you need someone that's going to look at your labs thoroughly, your past labs if you have them, run new labs that are sufficient, labs that you actually need, and then is going to listen to you, listen to your case history, and then do follow-ups. This is what we do in my functional medicine curriculum. So I just want to let you know, if you're suffering, you do not need to continue to suffer. There's actually hope. Somewhere around this video, there's going to be a link to my website where you can schedule a Zoom call. I help people all over the world get better and recover. Man, there's just too many people suffering out there, and there's hope, and where there's help, there's hope. So let's get into this case. This is going to be a very interesting case. I'm really excited, man, because this guy got amazing results, and he did everything to the T. So we're going to be talking about before labs, after labs. You're going to see the before and after. And this gentleman was damaged by, unfortunately, fluoroquinolones, which is the atomic bomb of antibiotics. Okay, so here we have a 61-year-old male. Let's go over his case history. He was hospitalized for colitis, 61 years old. He was given an IV bag of levofloxacin in the hospital, and then he was given a 7-day oral treatment as well. He had many, many ER visits. He went to the hematologist because there were some weird things on his labs. One was elevated ferrin. I'm not going to get into that, but he was referred to a hematologist. She says, good news is you don't have any bone cancer. Okay, thank goodness he doesn't have bone cancer or cancer, but he still can't get off the couch. His wife has to help him. He can't eat. He's a realtor, can't go to work, can't show houses. Nothing. He's just sitting at home in pain, and this might be you. All right, so hopefully you can relate to him. Then they wanted him to do a bone marrow. As you know, and this gentleman is a realtor, self-employed, no insurance. Hey, I understand. No insurance. So every bill that he acquired himself. He didn't have any third parties paying for it, and they want to do all these expensive tests. Maybe you've been through this ringer, test after test after test. And here's the thing. Tests do not get anyone better. Never in my career has one single test gotten any of my clients better. What has gotten my clients better is a very specific application of therapy needed for your needs, for you to get better. That is what's going to get you better, not a lab. Okay, so you have to have a clinician, a functional medicine clinician that can look at these labs and custom tailor your needs for your labs. Okay, his knees were swollen, his feet were swollen, just in chronic pain. Wife had to get him out of bed, had a hard time walking, and they told him, well, good luck, it should go away in 2 or 3 weeks, and guess what? It did not. So here's his initial paperwork: achy muscles, joints, very, very painful. He was basically pouring down Advil painkillers, right, because he was in so much pain, and he's looking to eliminate the pain. All right, so let's go over these labs. So I want to give you the date, I want to orient you to the date because I think that's important. So the dates of the labs, this all occurred in 2024. So if you're seeing this 10 years from now in 2034, I'll let you know you can get better. And even if it's 10 years old, you can still reach out to me and get some help. So first labs we took were April 27th, and then April 25th, and then May 25th. I'll be going over these. And then I just had a phone call with him on May 30th. So that was yesterday. And then he's 95% better. He's blown away. He's so thankful. He's cutting the grass. He's golfing. He's got his career back. He can go out and see houses. I mean, this is a man that had no other solutions, right? Except it's going to go away in 2 or 3 weeks and here's some Advil. And we completely turned around his case. Now, here's the thing. He healed himself. I didn't heal him. Right? So you have the power to heal yourself. So if you're not healing, you have to figure out what's hindering your ability to heal and function. And once you figure that out, then you can start to get better and reverse your condition. And I see this week after week, month after month, year after year. All right, so these are the first labs. So April 27th, 2024, I did a variety of tests. We took about 10 vials of blood. I'm not showing you all his labs or other abnormalities in his labs. I'm showing you what I think are the pertinent labs so you can understand and hopefully you can grasp like, OMG, this is significant. All right, so CRP. So what the heck is CRP? CRP is a global inflammatory marker. So what does that mean? This is just checking for global inflammation. It doesn't tell us where it is. It just says, hey, you're inflamed. Now check this out. His inflammation is 81.86. Now I've been taking labs for, I think I'm going on about 13 years now. 13 years I've been reading labs. And I can count on 5 times that I've seen a CRP of 81 or higher, maybe even less than that, maybe 3 times. So I'm very, very concerned at this point. 81.86, and you can see here, we want this to be less than 1. So immediately I'm thinking, wow, this dude is majorly inflamed. Now, another marker we took right here was fibrinogen, which is an inflammatory marker. Now, anytime I get a lab back and it's red, this is freaking bad. This is scary. Okay, at this point, I'm thinking, this is serious stuff. Does he have some kind of underlying problem? Does he have something that's more serious, more of a medical condition that he shouldn't be seeing me for, right? So when people come to me, I got to rule out, is this like an emergency? Does he have like these ominous markers that they call it? Markers that are really high and weird and unusual. And he had some of these. I'm not showing you all of them, but this is one of them. So I'm very concerned about that because hardly ever do I see anything in red come back on labs. That's 828. And you can see the range here is 193 to 507. So I'm concerned about that. Inflammation. Sed rate, this is an inflammatory marker as well. You can see it's 55. You see the range here. I like to see this less than 11. And then we did total estrogens as well. And guess what? He is high in estrogen. So he has a lot of estrogen load happening in his body. So I'm concerned. So I get these labs back. So this is April 27th. And I'm like, man, we need to recheck these to make sure like this is legit. Like this isn't lab error, right? So like when things come back this high, it puts me on high alert. I want to recheck these markers. So we rechecked them. So we rechecked them 7 days later. CRP is still high. It's still dangerously high. All right. Sed rate was 55. Now it's 36. Okay, that's come down. And then fibrinogen was 828, and then it came down to 697. Now this is in 7 days later. So I'm a little more calm about the situation. Now some other lab markers that I did not like is his cholesterol, total cholesterol. When we first did these labs on the first time, which was on April 17th, his total cholesterol was 145. All right. I don't like to see cholesterol below 150. Okay. So that was a flag. Then when we rechecked cholesterol on the 25th, it was down to 125. Now, this is concerning when your cholesterol, it drops from, basically it drops from 145 to 125. This is dangerous. This is very scary, right? All right, so we continue to move forward with the program because the only other solutions that he has is going to these medical doctors, and as you know, they have zero solutions. So I'm going to go over what we did for him. Now, these are some general guidelines, all right, but he followed these things to a T. What did we do with his diet? Well, he was addicted to carbs. He loved carbs. He loved gluten, and gluten is massively inflammatory, bad. So what did we do? We had him do a carnivore-ish diet. So basically meat and fruits, and there's specific fruits that I want people to avoid. So he watched my content on that. I have a video that he has. I have a video that goes over the carnivore-ish diet. So we aim for high protein intake. Well, how high? When people are damaged, you are deficient in protein, guaranteed 100%. Hands down, you're protein deficient. Your goal should be this. If you weigh 150 pounds, you should try and consume 150 grams of protein per day. If you weigh 200, you should try and consume 200 grams of protein every single day. Now, how much is in a pound of beef? There's roughly 60 to 70 grams of protein in a pound of beef. So this is a lot of meat eating, right? You have to realize that protein is the building block for your tissues. Protein is not carbs and a little bit of fat. Carbs have nothing to do with building tissue and repairing tissue. So consider a diet that includes meat and selected fruits, avoiding fruits that have small seeds in them. And if you want more, go on my website and type in vegetables and it will come up. Now, when people come to me and do a one-on-one guided program, I very specifically set up what they need to do, very specifically, just like recording this video. There's links to my website. I have 300 blogs on my website. People may need to look at 5 or 6 of those blogs specifically to whose case? Your case. Not this gentleman's case, but your case, right? It's about your case, your individual need, your weaknesses that we need to find. So his diet was totally pro-inflammatory. And of course, he thought that he was eating healthy, right? People think, oh, wheat, this is healthy. Oatmeal is healthy. Sandwiches are healthy. This is not healthy. This causes inflammation. And since I've been doing the carnivore-ish, recommending the carnivore-ish lifestyle, I do this lifestyle, my results have gotten tremendously better, right? All right, so we had him monitor his blood pressure. We don't want low blood pressure. Ladies, if you're out there, a lot of the ladies that I work with, they have suboptimal blood pressure. What does that mean? 105 over, like, let's say 70 is bad, okay? Low blood pressure is not good. We had him do a chi machine. Why? Because he can't exercise. We need to get that lymph flowing. We need to get the blood flow flowing. We need to get energy flowing. It's the chi machine. CHI. Go on my website. Put chi in, and it's going to come up, the chi machine. This is critical, man. We also did red light therapy. So you can see, the first things that we've done to get him better, to recover him, were all physical things that he did in his house. Getting better, I want to make this a point. Getting better is not, let me say this again. Getting better is not a supplement game, right? Getting better is not a supplement game. If you're playing that game, you're going to lose. Right? In order for you to get better, when I talk about game, I'm just talking about healing you up, right? I'm using an analogy, right? The game that we're playing is what kind of polytherapy approaches that we can do that are simple, yes, simple, practical, and easy to do. And the more things that we do like that, the higher probability you're going to recover. Now, a lot of people they like to go get the shiny coin, right? They like to go get these special peptides and these IV drinks or these IV shots, and those are all fine. I can tell you this. I've had lots and lots of people that have done, quote, the shiny coin. And when I mean shiny coin, I'm talking 30 grand shiny coin, right? And they come back to me, and what hasn't been done? Well, there's been no basic labs, but there's been no individualized, custom-tailored program. It's like cookie-cutter protocol. Let's get you in a chair. Let's slam you with this. Let's poke you with this. And people don't get better. That's just insane. And this is why people get worse and worse and worse. So red light therapy. He bought an $80 red light therapy that I recommend on Amazon. And he started putting this on all his body parts. So he was using this quite a bit. Red light therapy penetrates the skin and it gets in the mitochondria and starts to restore and help mitochondrial function. Now, if you know that you've been damaged by fluoroquinolones in particular, they target the DNA in the bacteria. And at the same time, they target the DNA in your mitochondria. And in one cell, for example, in your heart cell, you have roughly 2,000 mitochondria in each individual heart cell. So your body is loaded with mitochondria. Right? So we need to energize those babies up. We need to decrease the inflammation. Like inflammation, CRP of 80 is bad. Nothing is going to work in your body that is inflamed. All right. Also on labs, it showed that his liver was completely exploding. Like his liver enzymes were high, so that tells me that his liver is working overtime. Colitis, all the gut, basically, it just colitis means inflammation of the colon, right? So we know that he's massively inflamed. So he started doing castrol packs at night, and he would sleep with those. Again, very simple. Have I talked about one supplement yet? No, I have not talked about one supplement yet, right? Because it's not a supplement game. All right. So now on top of this, what we did is this is when the supplements come in. You know, you can see here, out of all the things that we've done, the supplements here is about a third of the program. So it's a third of the program. It's not the whole program. Like if you go to a provider and all they're doing, here's a red flag. If you go to the provider and all they're doing is recommending supplements, run. Or this is even more classic. Test. And then you get no answer, but you just spent $5,000 in testing. Test. Oh, here's a supplement. No. You want minimal testing. And then you want someone that can walk you through, guide you through what needs to be done for you to get better. Now, let's go into some supplements here. And as he's gone through the course, like I've talked to him on Zoom call maybe 4 or 5 times in this time period, which is about 6 weeks. All right. So there's a lot of communication back and forth to start with because we want to make sure that we're on the right path. So we started him off with a magnesium, an IV magnesium, right? So that's on my website. Really simply, you can go on my website and hit IV protocol, and it's going to come up. Then we did 2 different things here. We gave them, this is a powder, so you want to sip these things. A lot of my strategy is people want to sip your supplements through the whole entire day because it's like you're getting an IV, right? So if you've ever gone in for an IVs, like a nutritional IV, like magnesium or glutathione or Myers cocktail, you can pretty much do the same thing at your house for a fraction of the cost, right? And this is the IV mixture, the IV drinks that I like people to have. So we put them on like a gut healing drink that had about powder that had about 5 or 6 different things on. Maybe it has about 10 different things in there. And then we also put them on a detoxification powder in there. So same thing. So 2 different powders. They do 2 different things in water with his magnesium, with trace minerals or trace elements because those speed up reactions. And then we had him take a certain type of oil, which is Udo's oil. Now, you can do a variety of different oils. I've had good luck with Udo's oils. I've had good luck with heavy dose fish oil. So we had him take Udo's oil, and we had him take, roughly, he's a 150-pound man. So we had him taking, I think, around 6 tablespoons of this Udo's oil every day. Because what does the fat do? The fat helps the cell membranes, right? So your cell membranes, if they get inflamed, you need good, healthy fat to get rid of the crud that's in the cell membrane, right? So good, healthy fats restore the cell membrane. And guess what? The cell membrane and the mitochondrial membrane are pretty much identical. So if these labs come back that you're inflamed, your cells are inflamed. But not only your cells are inflamed, your 2,000 mitochondria in one cell in your heart cell are inflamed as well. So when that's inflamed, you cannot make energy. You can't transport electrons in that little mitochondria, and they get clogged up. It'd be like if you have a car, right, and you go to the gas station. If you ever go to the gas station and there's diesel fuel, it's always in the green, and usually it's over to the side, and the handle's always dirty because diesel fuel is it's a dirtier fuel. So what's happening here is it's like you're putting dirty fuel in there, and these mitochondria are not working. The fuel isn't clean, right? This is what the inflammation does in your body. Then we had him Measure his glucose numbers, because a lot of people have hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia, so they're way down here and way up here. That's not good, so we had to measure that. And then we had to measure his blood pressure as well. So a lot of things that we did were physical medicine things. So you can see the Chi machine, taking the blood pressure, taking the sugar levels. All these things are data that we're getting to come up with an individualized, custom, tailored plan that fits your needs. Now, let's go on to these labs here. May 30th. So let's go over the results here. So let's just go up to the different dates right here. First date, April 17th. Second time that we took him, April 25th. Then the third time is May 25th. So basically from here to here, 5 weeks have passed, right? Get these back. Look at this, because this is you, man. This can be you. Check this out. Inflammation of 80, right? 80, we got it down to 11.33. Bam. Bam, kaboom. We healed. He's healing. His body's healing. You can get better, brother. You can get well. Reach out to me. There's no need for people to continue to suffer. No one is standing up for you. You get mauled in the medical system. You are watching this video because someone mauled you in that system. Point blank. My dad died at 69 years old, 400 pounds on 16 medications a day. The system mauled my dad. Okay. SED rate, 36. Now that's the second time. What was it the first time? I believe the first time was what? 55. It was 55. So it was 55. And then a week later we checked, it was 36. Now it's 7. Boom. Fibrinogen, what was that originally? That was that dangerous, was 828. It was 828. We got it down to 697, 491. This is possible. And you know what? I didn't heal this client. My client healed himself. He worked really hard and he did everything to a T. And there's other things that we did in here. I just kind of gave you the 30,000 foot overview of this. So that's his case. And I want to let you know, if you're out there suffering, you can get well. You don't need to continue to suffer and not get answers or have MRI scans and CT scans and thrown up and we don't know what's going on. Right? He sent me, I didn't show you he sent me his blood work from when he originally went into the hospital, and he was just inflamed. And they didn't say anything to him. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. It's not that the doctors are bad people. It's the system that mauls people. The system mauls people. The system has mauled you. And I don't want that to continue for you. You don't need that to continue to happen to you. Okay, with that being said, I want to let you know that is where there's help, there's hope. God created you to be healthy. You can get well. Take care. This is Dr. Hugh.